Hey, hello everyone. This is Voltine42 with my very first motovlog. So yeah, this is just a test basically. I'm just got this Sena 10C and it's the first time I'm trying it out on my helmet. So I don't know if the camera angle is right and if the audio, the microphone setup and everything is correct. So I don't really know if this is gonna work out, but if it does, then yeah, you'll be seeing this. If not, then well, we'll see. So yeah, as you can see, this well, many of you would recognize probably that this is Bangalore, and I'm riding this Harley Sportster, an 883 super low. Not very super low anymore because you know, I got it raised right from the beginning. It has raised suspension both front and rear, not by much, by maybe around 10 millimeters, something like that. It's not much really, but it does help a little. Otherwise it just gets stuck on pretty much every speed breaker and whatnot. So yeah, just my very first motovlog, and I'm actually riding today after quite some time, over a week I think, and I was actually down with the flu, so I'm still recovering, and just want to take it easy until I am, you know, completely back to my senses and the skills are, you know, up to the level, so to speak. So yeah, I'm gonna take it easy, let you enjoy the ride, and let's see what comes up along the way. I'm just heading to work in the morning, so yeah, let's see how it goes. Hope you're not getting too much wind noise, because I am getting a little. I've had to, I mean, I was watching Officer Rob's last video. If you don't know, he's a LAPD, you know, Los Angeles Police Department motor officer who also motovlogs, which is really cool. And so I watch his videos, his motovlogs, and in his last one, he also uses a Sena 10C most of the time, if not all the time. And somebody suggested to him that he lower his he was having some noise issues, wind noise issues with his setup. So somebody suggested that he, well, first of all, that he upgrade his firmware to version 2, which I also did, of course. And then what version 2 allows you to do is it lets you choose different levels of microphone gain. So the default level is medium, but you can also choose high or low, and somebody suggested that he choose level low. And hang on, and he did that, and he seems to be happy with the results. So he is getting much lesser noise, and yet his voice is coming out clear, and he also get a decent level of the engine noise, although I don't think his bike is very loud. He rides a BMW, what's it, R something. It's like, you know, one of those police cruisers. So it's I think it's a 4-cylinder, or no, it's not. It's a Boxer, actually. You know, the traditional BMW Boxers. So yeah. So he was getting good engine sound also from that setup, from the low microphone gain. So I'm kind of hoping that that works out for me too, because I just set level low for myself as well, and I always do this on the Sportster. I always look for 6th gear. It just really feels like it can really benefit from a 6th gear, you know. So yeah. And my bike, by the way, this also does not have a very loud exhaust. It is using just the stock exhaust at the moment. Let's just give it a try. Let's see how it deals with high-speed riding, like the wind noise mainly. Let's see, I'm not gonna go very fast because, as I was saying, my skills are not up to the mark yet. I'm still recovering from illness, and yeah, let that be it. I'm gonna slow down now. So I hope that was audible. The Tendency does have some kind of noise cancellation. I don't know how good that really is, but yeah, hope it works. And so what was I talking about? Yeah, so I was going by Officer Rob's suggestion, or the suggestion that he got from somebody, and trying out the low level of microphone gain. Hope it works out. And my engine, my Sportster, this also has a pretty quiet exhaust. It's just the stock one, so maybe you can hear nothing at all. And say again? I don't know if that's still recording. Alright, I don't know, something, Lucina said something, I couldn't hear it, so I was just afraid that the battery ran out or something. But yeah, it still seems to be working. So yeah, I did have a louder exhaust. I did get Vance & Hines slip-ons, the twin slash 3-inch slip-ons. Now those were a little too loud, I feel. I mean, my helmet is pretty quiet, so you don't get to hear all of it as you would without anything, you know. But so I mean, when I had the Vance & Hines slip-ons with my helmet on in city conditions, it would sound pretty good, right? Because the helmet would muffle out some of the sounds, and it would sound pretty good in city conditions now. But on the highway at high speeds, that was another story. It would get a little too loud even with the helmet on, and I'm sure that over some of the longer rides I have lost some of my hearing because of them. So yeah, that's how it is. Now this may be a long stop. Should I stop my engine? That's another hard thing to decide. I'll be talking more about my predicaments with the Sportster in further vlogs. Engine overheating and such concerns. But today seems to be a cool day, and so far so good. Yeah, so the Vance & Hines slip-ons, yeah, they sounded good, but they were loud. In fact, I mean, unless you're a Harley enthusiast, you may find them, irritating. But of course, they do make it sound like a proper Harley at decent speeds. I mean, even highway speeds are decent speeds, but there they do sound, really loud. Even with this quiet helmet on. And so that's the main reason I switched back to my stock slip-ons, and I was considering maybe getting the quiet baffles for them, but from what I've read, they don't reduce the noise that much. They do make it a little more pleasant. They cut off some of the higher frequencies so you get more of the rumble. Yeah, buddy. Keep honking. So maybe I'll consider doing that. I don't know how this one sounds on the camera. I hope it is at least a little audible, because otherwise, I don't like, not necessarily motovlogs, but I don't like motorcycle, like first-person videos where you can't actually hear the engine. You can't make out what's happening. So I really do want the engine noise to be at least somewhat audible. So I'm not gonna say much in this vlog, because as I said, this is just a test. I don't know if it's gonna work out with the microphone and the even the camera angle, actually. So hope it doesn't rain. It does look cloudy. I'm not sure how well the camera is catching all this. So maybe I should have gone left. Maybe not. It's always a gamble. And my visor is fogging up real bad, and I need my left hand too. Got my visor up. That's the problem. You just can't shift to neutral here. It keeps moving, and so slowly that you can't actually do anything. So I've had the Sportster for about 4 years. If you're interested in that, I do intend to make another motovlog specifically on the topic of my riding history, what motorcycles I've had over the years, and what I started on, how I started. Believe it or not, I actually hated motorcycling at one point. Yeah. So yeah, there'll be a topic on that pretty soon. Yeah, yeah, so I've had this for about 4 years. It's a 2013 model Sportster, although I got it late 2012. You know how it goes with the American models, they release the next year's models sometime in the second half of the previous year. So I got it in November 2012 and it was a 2013 model, so I've been mostly happy with it. There have been some concerns, mainly with overheating and yeah, I mean, any big bike is difficult to ride in this kind of traffic condition. And Bangalore, as many of you know, is getting worse and worse every day. I mean, with regards to traffic and many other things. So, yeah. I shouldn't go too far right, because these guys are all going to turn right, I think. Most of them at least. So yeah, it is the very first time I'm actually using this 10C. I mean, not just as a camera, but as anything. So just before I started this recording, I was listening to some podcasts on the casts. I mean, my mouth's getting dry. So yeah, listening to some podcasts. And the volume seemed a little low. I mean, I was having to crank it up to the maximum volume at speeds of like 60 kilometers per hour. Otherwise, I couldn't hear it. So, Sina did suggest that you get the speakers close to your ears. I mean, I have put on the foam pads on the speakers. I mean, the foam covers. So what they suggest is if you use the foam covers, use the pads. I mean, they also have these Velcro pads of different thicknesses, so you can use them to basically get the speakers closer to your ears. So what they suggest is with the foam covers on, the speakers should ideally be touching your ears, so maybe I'll try doing that, and hopefully with that the audio level would be better. So another thing I'm noticing is my lips are constantly touching the microphone as I speak, and I hope that does not cause a lot of unnecessary noise on the microphone. See, I was on 5th and again I was looking for 6th. Keep doing that all the time. But I really feel the Sportster could benefit from one more gear ratio. Especially at high speeds like 120 and above. It does get a little revvy. I mean, it can go very comfortably even at 160 or more, but a little lower revs would be more pleasant. That's at least how I feel, and I'm sure many others feel that way too. Yeah. What do you say, Triple X Deadhead? I know you ride pretty fast. You do sometimes even 90 miles an hour. And you have the same gearbox as I do. I mean, although you have a 1200, so it's gonna be, you know, more powerful, but gonna be doing the same revs at any given speed. So 120 kilometers per hour. That would be about what, 75 for you. So doesn't it get a little too revvy at high speeds? I really feel it could use another gear. So yeah. So yeah, these are two motor vloggers I really do follow. Officer Rob and Triple X Deadhead. You'll be finding the links to their channels in the description below. Do check them out. They are interesting, to say the least. And yeah, check them out. And let's see what else I can talk about today. So yeah, I'll just keep saying things as I think about them, or you know what, maybe I'll just end this here, and no, unless something else comes up that's interesting enough to tape it, I'll end it here. So bye bye, catch you again on the next motovlog. Hope this one was interesting, hope you liked it. And I mean, it's probably too early for me to ask you to subscribe. It's probably just this one video up on my channel now, but I'll keep them coming frequently enough, I hope. And I really hope you find them interesting. So yeah, bye for now.